Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss a new trade deal announced this morning between the U.S. and China. We're going to talk about this morning's cool CPI print, sending markets into the green, and the Solana ETFs coming up in the next couple months. It looks like 3 to 5 weeks. Pretty excited there. I'm joined today by Easy. I'm joined today by Sea Dog. Clemente, how you feeling? You ready? You ready after that little Coldplay jam I gave you?
I'm feeling good, Ray. I'm feeling good. I've been doing I've been getting back in the lab a little bit, and I have some interesting things I wanna discuss. I've been seeing you talk about it too. We got a juicy show today. I'm excited.
Sneaker Dad asking from the comments, is Pio a full-time rapper / windsurfer? Yes. Rapper, windsurfer, yes. Golfer right now. That's Pio. Full-time.
He's just doing side quests.
Yeah. He's nailing all the side quests, watching Bitcoin go up. He was on a podcast last night with Greeny, one of our favorites. I saw him talking some Bitcoin up there with the lads. That was fun. So if you want to see that, you can check out Greeny. He streamed it yesterday with Craig over there on Twitch. I got to catch a little bit of that. It was fun. How you feeling this morning? You got some good news. It seems like macro is looking up right now.
Feels good. That definitely feels good. Yeah. I don't know. What else do we want to say about it?
I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you for calling the a lot of the Trump stuff.
Spot on. I was like spot on.
Proud of you, kid.
I was like, yeah, this is just like the cleanest. Like, we're gonna get positive news. Market's gonna flourish. Buy the fucking dip. Don't be a bitch. And it played out. I knew that they'd reconcile. Dude, did you see Elon's tweet? He's like, I made a grave mistake talking about President Trump.
No way. He
wasn't like quite that aggressive, but he was like, some of my posts last week were unacceptable. Yeah, go to his page. He was like pretty open about just like, he's like, yeah, fucked up.
I mean, dude, the guy is cooked. The guy's low key.
Dude, you're just ripping ketamine. Like, just aggressively just housing ketamine, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, nothing like a good ketamine bender, you know? But like, come on, man. Come on. What are you doing?
I've actually never been a big ketamine guy. I've never tried it myself.
Done ketamine.
I've heard good things about it. I've heard there's actually a ketamine place.
Heard mixed reviews.
I've heard of Nick was talking actually about a wellness place near in Miami that does like hyperbaric chamber stuff and ketamine. They're two things that they offer. Ketamine therapy.
Is this Kevin Rose's stopping grounds?
It's sponsored. Apparently, he is one of the founders of it.
Of course he is. We got a lot to talk about on today's show. We're going to hit up a little Clemente weather report, but first, we want to let you know that this show is brought to you by our partners over at DYDX. Love DYDX. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you doing? Go to bodoggos.com/DYDX to do so. And I'm going to tell you why you need to do that now. It is June 11th. They are running monthly competitions on their trading platform. In May, they gave away $1.4 million. They gave away a similar number in April to just 2,800 traders. If you're trading perps, you need to be trading them on DYDX to get these benefits. Great ratio of rewards to number of people earning them. Climb the leaderboards, do volume on the site. Real traders get rewarded over all of the bots that use the platform because you're using their official UI. Best way to earn points, trade on DYDX. Go to bodoggos.com/DYDX to sign up. Get a little fee discount for using our code there and start trading. And you know what? Double dip on those gains. Share your thesis on the timeline. Talk about DYDX. Do a little yapping. Clemente hates on the yappers, but hey, if there's free money on the ground, I'm going to pick it up, and you should pick it up too. Talk about DYDX on the timeline. Earn a piece of $50,000 in monthly rewards. Second month kicking off now. Plenty of time to climb the leaderboard. You got another 2.5 weeks left in June. Why not do it? Free money. Talk about your trades. Make your trades on DYDX. Earn the most from your initial capital.
Let's go. Ray, I like this. It's not that I hate yaps. It's that I hate pointless bullshit yaps. What I like about DYDX is you can just talk about it organically. If you're already making trades, just talk about the trades you're making and then mention you're doing it on DYDX. It's pretty easy.
Super simple. And you're actually not incentivized to say, hey, I'm talking about this on DYDX to earn XYZ reward, because that's what everyone wants to yap about, because you want to kind of keep that alpha inside. We want to keep that nestled within our community that you're earning the 50K. So just talk about the trades. Don't even need to talk about the 50K on the timeline.
Exactly. That's what I always see. Oh, look at them. They're giving away all this money. No, just do it instead. Let's go.
Use the product. Good product. Been around for multiple cycles. Easy's cashed out on this with the Surge rewards, basically trading plus EV on initial deposits thanks to Surge. Love to see it. Love the product. Love working with them. That being said, Clemente, we've got a lot to talk about today. Let's kick it off with the weather report.
Absolutely, Ray. What a time to be alive, huh? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday, June 11th. Looking over at the crypto roundup, the majors are up on the day. We got Bitcoin just under 110K, Ethereum at 2,800, Solana outperforming up to 166. Ray, maybe we throw hype in here from now on, huh? Maybe throw a little hype action next time.
$42.
$42, another new all-time high. Let's go. Over the past 24 hours, Trump has announced that the trade deal with China is completed, pending final sign-offs from the leaders. The deal covers rare earth supply as well as tariffs imposed by each country. Love to see it. Love to see it. What is his name? President Xi? President Xi. Let's freaking go. President Xi. Next up, news broke yesterday that the Solana ETF could be approved in the next 3 to 5 weeks, as the SEC asked ETF issuers to update their S1 forms. The SEC is also open to include staking in the Solana ETFs. Wow. A lot of people are saying this might mean also the Ethereum staking gets approved. A lot of stuff to talk about there. Solana's up on that, ended up outperforming on the day. Finally, CPI data came in cool this morning, with year-over-year CPI coming in at 2.4%, just below the 2.5% estimates. Crypto pumped across the board after the data was released and equities flipped positive in pre-market trading. Look, Ray, I know we talk about sideways summer. We say crypto cools down in the summer. It's not looking like that's going to happen. Take your grapefruit summer, take your eggplant summer, and shove it up where the sun don't shine, ladies and gentlemen. Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always, Clemente. It looks like we're getting close to Moon June rather than sideways summer, to be honest. I'm pretty excited here. Lots of stuff to unpack on the macro side. Easy, I would love your take on kind of like, I mean, there's 3 big macro stories here and like how they tie in together. You have the trade, you have the CPI, and you have the ETFs on the Solana side, and like potentially staking on the Ethereum side. What's your thoughts on like kind of like how these are affecting the market and what you're looking for here?
Sorry, I'm currently fudding virtuals.
Oh, love it. Love to see it.
Yeah, just aggressively fudding them, because it is the best Launchpad that's ever existed, and there's nothing that ever goes wrong on the EVM chains. So kudos to them.
Let's do a quick recap on what's happening here before we dive into it. We'll go on the DGen side first. This morning, what happened was we have this Iris launch. This was announced yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? Maybe 2 days ago. Essentially, it is their first Launchpad product that's launching on Ethereum mainnet. Ethereum Foundation retweeted the announcement post. This is basically working in accordance. It's a joint collaboration led and managed by Virtual. So it's kind of like a Virtual's official agent, essentially. It went live as of 8 a.m. Eastern, so just over an hour ago. There is it's already 7x oversubscribed, essentially. So a ton of oversubscription on this. But like what's really funny is that someone launched a Memecoin by the same name on Base that's also 2.5x oversubscribed this morning, which is like pretty funny.
So the other thing I want to clarify here, the actual Iris doesn't get tokens for like 180 days, so like 6 months. This one gets 50% unlocked day of. So like they're just gonna nuke
the Ethereum one.
Like, what'd you say?
The Ethereum one.
Where are you seeing this information?
What, the unlock?
Yeah.
For Iris?
Yeah.
The real one or the fake one?
Real one.
It should be in there somewhere.
Vesting
It's got it on the main page too. It says unlock. Like I'll tell
so
you.
That's the dev unlock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The team unlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good unlock. That's a good unlock.
Yeah. I'm saying the fake one gets 50% day one.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So they're going to be able to nuke the token on their head. Like immediately. So all these people that are saying like, oh man, these are the best launches, these things never have issues. Virtual's basically just greenlit fake launches.
Why? Why? Can you explain this to me? What is this fake one? Where did it come from? The one on base? How does that
anybody can launch on this Launchpad. It's not curated.
Got it.
So anyone can come up with this. You fill in some boxes and you basically create your tokenomics. The tokenomics is published. So like it's important to look at the tokenomics essentially, but Virtuals doesn't curate their Launchpad.
So they say it's permissionless and decentralized. So all this other bullshit, like, I don't know. They're like, yeah, anybody can launch anything. But now the intent for this Launchpad, if you are a bad actor, you can go in for every hype launch and just fire off fake ones. Because you're going to end up getting commits just because people rush into it. Yeah, like Zama says, it's a free market. It is, sure. But at the same time, like, so the only winner in this entire situation is Virtuals because they earn a fee on every single one of these. So they're going to print on the double fake one.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of things don't pass.
What'd you say?
Most things don't pass.
But these very hyped fake ones will, because this fake Iris launched early. If you look, it was launched a minute before the real one. So it's close enough and that's what's going to happen. Now you're going to have like that babysitter one, the AI babysitter shit.
One now.
Yeah, it's not going to surprise me when you see a third, fourth, fifth, sixth. You're going to keep getting these scam launches. And as soon, like, they're so close to the real one. They're so close to the real one that when the token goes live a minute early compared to the other one, the volume is going to go there as people try to snipe. Like,
I've seen people who are deep in the space go into the wrong one. But the thing is, you don't need to rush into these. Like, this dude is like deep into this and advises a number of these launches, and he pledged to the wrong one. Is pretty wild. Yeah, but the thing is, like, you don't need to rush. Like, if you're in Virtuals, you don't need to rush into any one of these. It really doesn't matter because you're gonna. It's basically, I mean, the optimal thing is to get in at the very end, just to see like what you're going to potentially earn for your points. Like my points right now for this, I can bid 21 virtual. It's gonna go down probably to like 10 virtual by the time this thing is done. I think this is going to be like a 10 to 100x. So,
so Crypto Gorilla had 3 minutes before 20% of his points expired.
Yeah.
So if your points are going to expire, you kind of have to rush into some of these.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean that's kind of, I guess it's like a little bit of an edge case.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's the virtual stuff. I'm glad Easy's on the timeline doing some putting now. We're back to where we were 2 weeks ago. Love to see it. But yeah, so this is one to watch today. It's gonna basically end right before the show tomorrow, so we can kind of recap how well this one does. There's also another one launching.
What does it do? Does anyone like what? It's just like
you shut the hell up, pledge your virgin points, and keep yapping, idiot.
I've seen everyone be like, yo, this is going to be huge. No one knows what Iris does.
Who gives a shit? Price go up. Best Launchpad ever.
Like, what the fuck is
it? Identifies emerging needs in real time by scanning conversations and code across the timeline.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah. Come on, Clemente. You don't understand this?
Stupid. So
have you heard of InfoFi? Have you heard of AI? Have you heard of the apex of crypto, InfoFi, and AI? Insert 3 more buzzwords here. No, best comment I've seen. Buy hype and keep your brain cells. What does that mean? Yeah, I don't think anyone knows what it means, but it's provocative. Yeah, it's a Ponzi. Essentially, it's a Ponzi, and you're betting that other people will also want this.
Interesting.
Also, it's Siri spelled backwards. Sama. There you go.
Real creative.
That's the alpha. That might be better than the alpha that's in the description there. Anyway, let's get back to macro. Easy. What are your thoughts on all this news we saw this morning, ETFs, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, feels good, looks good. Like, market wants to pump clearly. That's the thing. Like, I look at it now, S&P trading up, pre-market was trading down. We got some positive swing with the CPI print being lower than expected. A lot of people were worried we would get a higher than expected print, which would basically mean no rate cuts. So I know zero's been priced in. I'm curious how much that might have shifted now, because it basically shows tariffs are not helping with inflation. It does look like June, we're set for June, no cut, which isn't terribly surprising. US recession now all the way down to 25%, basically off the table, which is not too crazy. But it seems like we got a pretty clean race here, honestly, from 3 to 0. It seems like nobody has a single idea. Because you look at 13, 14 and you say that's low, but on a PolyMarket spread, that's not that low.
I mean, zero was there pretty recently. It was at that 13, 14%.
That's what I'm saying. But it's now also down 6%. This CPI print just shifted it all the way down.
Yep. CPI dropped zero from it peaked at 30 for zero cuts, now all the way down to 20. So it looks like we may get a cut or two. But I mean, looking at this, so 80% chance of at least one cut. And then that drops down to 50-50 for two or more. So we'll see. I mean, all these crazy people just predicting that we're going to get like some kind of mass like black swan event, 4 cuts and up seems interesting too. Yeah, I'd be looking at like 0, 1, 2 as kind of like the baseline and like how these 3 numbers kind of play with each other on PolyMarket. But yeah, definitely saw movement after the CPI. We have FOMC next week, I believe. Probably won't get a cut there. I think that's almost.
We're not going to get a cut next week.
And then like, so let's look at next one would be in July. Cut. PolyMarket search isn't the best. The whole site's not working. Yeah, so looking at July, it looks like we're 85% chance on the no for July as well. Yeah, so it's gonna be later in the year for our rate cut. I think we need to see like multiple months of like economic data to support it. But like, I kind of still like betting the no here on rate cuts because
I would bet one or two.
I
think
like
no
no,
goes to zero. I think we get a cut or two. Huh?
I like all it takes is like 1 month of like bad CPI data to like reset the whole thing, and then it just be
but the bigger thing is you got to look from a global standpoint, right? Like macro trades on a global level. So like you have to look at what other countries have done, and you've gotten cuts in Japan, you've gotten cuts in Canada, you've gotten cuts in Europe. We're basically the last one standing with no cuts already. So in my opinion, we're gonna just follow suit because the rest of the world's not gonna print without us. Like we're going to print if the rest of the world's printing money. It's just like we need to, we want to, and when you have the president of the United States basically screaming that rate cuts need to happen so aggressively, and yet Powell's like, I don't see a need to do it right now. So he's basically just strong-arming the situation when the literal sitting president's like, we need rate cuts now. He wants them. So like, I think the president's going to get what he wants personally. Like whether it takes him crashing the economy, doing something to push it down. The bigger thing though is what makes me personally more excited is that we've now seen the recession data metrics basically be like a recession's now tailing off the table almost completely.
Yeah, I mean, that was looking like at 50-50 odds at some points. Now we're looking at 25% for US recession. You got even higher, 62%, 62% on multiple events. There's just the Grok stuff.
You have to mute yourself, Easy. You have to mute yourself.
No.
Dude,
unreal. If Virtual doesn't refund my Virtuals token, I'm never muting again.
You see this new Twitter Grok integration of PolyMarket?
That's cool.
Just seen it for the first time. As you like highlight over the chart, it shows you kind of like major news events. It's like Yellen issues tariff warning here.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. So we saw that kind of roll out. They announced their partnership. It looks like it's going to happen mostly on the PolyMarket side. With Grok and X being introduced there.
I think we get that, but then I think for sporting events, they'll do like take your pick here. Like connect the wallet, take your pick, and give you the option to take like Eagles or Chiefs in the Super Bowl right on X. Like I think the very specific sports style ones that aren't too like macro focused, more of the gambling side will be on there. I think the election would have been a perfect one for X, where it's like, who do you think wins the election? They just give you 2 odds to take.
So, I mean, that's anytime, like if you see that you're going to be connecting your wallet to X, like that's a big leap.
Not crypto wallet. I'm
Well,
like
I mean, you
literally
can log
connect.
in. I mean, this is how you log into PolyMarket. You can use Google, email, or crypto wallet. So
Yeah.
you could
Oh,
be
so yeah,
logging with your
maybe they just
crypto
want
wallet
with like
in
a
X
privy.
theoretically, because
If
that's how
they
my
do that,
PolyMarket.
that would be sick. I think it'll more be a Google with like a MoonPay integration, where it's like enter a debit card and they just handle the payment rails.
So it's not run by your PolyMarket account; it's run by a separate account on X.
Well, PolyMarket has MoonPay.
But what I'm saying is, like the only way I can log into my PolyMarket account is through my wallet.
Yeah, so or you could go with Google. Like you can make a
Right, but I'm saying right
custodial
now,
wallet.
as a customer of PolyMarket, I can only log in with my wallet. So to log in on Twitter, I need to connect my wallet theoretically.
Why can't you just connect with Google there?
Because it would create a new account.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's just what I'm saying. Net new
Yeah.
users, yes. For you personally, who has an account, it would be wallet.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Like me connecting my wallet to Twitter is just like an interesting thing.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know if
that's
that's the route they'll go, or if they'll make you create a new account with only email. Because I don't think they're gonna want to do the whole crypto on rail.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think that they haven't wanted to do that for a while, and like this kind of just nudges that door ever slightly open for something like that. Like, oh, people are connecting their wallets onto Twitter now. Like that feels like it's a very huge step for me and where Twitter can go. Because I mean, they've been talking about crypto integrations for a while. His ties with Doge, or they want to get payments involved there. So I'm assuming they're going to be integrating crypto more, and this would be like one of the first times I'd be like connecting a wallet to Twitter if they.
I'd probably just make a burner, to be honest. Like I don't really want to link my actual wallet to my Twitter, because you got to think too. That's also just like pure data farming on it. Like obviously you can find what wallets are attached to who, but like that one to me is like a pretty big leap. If someone all of a sudden can access certain things and you give permission to X for your crypto wallet, I think I'm good on that.
Yeah, I mean that's good OPSEC. Anyone can find my wallet. I mean, I'm arsiv.eth, so super simple for the
Not hard to find.
Yeah, you can find what I'm doing in real time and yell at me if you think I'm doing dumb stuff. Okay, that's interesting. So we covered CPI. We have Solana ETFs looking to be accelerated. SEC is asking issuers to update their S1 forms. This usually happens ahead of approval, or at least kind of a round of comments. 3 to 5 weeks is the target. And they're also talking about staking in the Solana ETFs. If there is staking in the Solana ETFs, it would also be included in the ETH ETFs. So it could be some bullish news that could spark a little bit of a run on the altcoins here. ETH's up to 28.16 right now. Pretty big run this morning. Solana at 167, hitting essentially a local high. Is this big news, Easy? Do we see Solana back over 200?
Probably.
Once this drops?
Probably. It would not surprise me, like at all, to see that.
Solana
It just
all-time
seems
high?
like it's. What'd you say?
Do we get to Solana all-time high with ETFs? I know
450 has been the target, man. We haven't changed it. 450 has been the target.
I know the ETH ETFs are kind of like a nothing burger when they launched, and they didn't get a ton of traction. And it took basically, I mean, has it been a full calendar year? When did ETH ETFs get approved? Curious about this, so I'm gonna do a little looking up here, but I'm gonna pull up the ETFs for ETH, and like they have been super strong over the last, I think it's a 17-day streak of inflows. And yesterday we hit triple digits, $125 million worth of net inflows, with net inflows being recorded all the way across the board. This is the highest number we've seen in a while. It looks like July 23rd was the start of spot ETH ETF trading. So it's almost been a year before they finally got a bit of traction. I was way overly bullish on these. I was thinking that they would basically like maybe have 50% of asset under management of Bitcoin, which was like just wildly off base. But it's nice to see them finally kind of begin to like see some success. There's still a fraction of Bitcoin. You're looking at 3.5 billion of inflows versus 45 billion for Bitcoin, less than 10%. So I'd be very curious to see how Solana performs. Is it going to outperform Ethereum ETFs? Is it going to like do about the same? This is going to catch TradFi's eye as well.
Less. It's going to do less.
Yeah.
It should do less than like so I would look at it more from like a ratio of the market cap, right? Like Ethereum is more than what's the math here, right? Bitcoin's at a 2.2 trillion market cap. Ethereum's at 340 billion. So whatever the ratio of that is, like I would just look at it from that. And is it outperforming? Ethereum's at 10%.
4x. Yeah, so this is essentially 10% of Bitcoin. Solana market cap right now, quarter of ETH's market cap.
Yeah, so it would be like 20, whatever 25% is of, what was it? You said 3.3 billion in inflows?
Yeah, 3.5 bill, so
5.
less than $1 billion of inflows.
Yeah.
Feels low, but we'll see. Also, we saw some odds on other ETFs. We saw like 90% chance from our boy James Seifert, Jimmy S over at Bloomberg, saying 90% chance for Litecoin, for potentially XRP. And then he said like a little lower for, I think, Cardano, Doge, and Sui. But we did see some more Sui ETF news. They got the 21 shares Sui ETF got acknowledged by the SEC. So that's another interesting one to watch. Personally, looking at the Sui one and how that could potentially play in, because that's like the shiny new toy this cycle, I'd say, in terms of L1s, where you had Solana last cycle. We're seeing a lot of DeFi coming into Sui. We've been working with them pretty closely, and they definitely have a lot of exciting stuff going on, and their metrics kind of back it up, which is nice.
The one I was thinking about is whether or not I buy whether I should own Sui or Solana. I feel like crypto Twitter in general discounts Sui a lot. They have a stronger like YouTube and like Eastern presence. I think it's discounted a lot despite some of the price action. It's held up well despite like the exploit they had. What was it, a month ago? Yep. It's recovered nicely. Like it's you basically don't even notice it. So yeah, I think Sui is very interesting. I'm a little biased because I went to that conference and you get a little bit of the conference bull energy. But I like it. Like I'm a fan. I was gonna actually do a deep dive on Sui today and how I think a lot of people are kind of writing it off despite there being a lot of opportunities on there. But I was talking about it with Pio yesterday as far as like Solana versus like Hype. And the reality of it is Solana does not compete with Hype at all as far as like the actual market that they're going for. It's just that it's
not even remotely.
Right.
Like they're two totally separate entities. I look at like the real world asset conversation, and Hype feels like it's right in line with that. Like stocks on chain and that type of shit would make sense on Hype, considering that you've already seen the liquidity, volume, and transaction speed that we've seen with Perps and Spot on Hype.
Hype's crushing it.
Can you sell your Hype?
I mean, you should. Why would you not be able to?
I just want you to sell yours.
Oh no. So the question I was thinking about, this is what I was thinking about before going to bed, that I want to like build out, is look at the buyback model. Looks like it's getting really strong. I would want to look at buybacks in tokens, right? Hype is buying whatever the revenue is per day in tokens and burning it. I'm assuming, you're just holding it, whatever it is. I would want to look at like what other tokens are doing, right? Like Radium has bought back $160 million in the last 12 months. I would want to look at that as a percentage of the token's market cap, if that makes sense, because then you can be like, okay, what's the market cap of the token and how much are they buying back, and turn that into a ratio, and then see if anything like is screaming as far as undervalued.
Yeah, see, Radium has brought in 11 mil over the last month. Hyperliquid 64 mil in terms of the buyback model. Nothing else on this top 20.
Like I saw Cupsy, I think it was, talking about this last night in OG stream, where he was talking about how Pump.Fun makes whatever, like 70% of Hyperliquid's revenue on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
And how that would ultimately be bullish for the token if they do implement something like that. Hyperliquid's market cap right now is 14 billion, and Pump.Fun is allegedly doing this public raise or token sale at a $4 billion valuation.
Yeah, if you do some quick math, that puts, like, if you just go 70%, you're at what, $9 billion. So you're at like a 2x on initial, 2.5x on initial potentially on Pump, if you're looking at that same sort of like buyback to market cap math. And who knows what happens with the revenue post token launch, if there is additional incentives, if more people trade, if they open up the platform, or they spend that money on marketing from that initial raise. So
I would want to buy, like, I kind of want to buy this Pump.Fun. Like, everyone's saying it's going to be extractive and all this stuff. I'm like, no. Like, if anything, it's actually, and it's bullish for Solana. The fact that it's happening on Solana and you have such a good product. Pump.Fun is basically one of the best crypto businesses that exists right now. And the fact that they're doing a token on Solana is ultimately, I feel like, bullish for the chain. And it's going to just bring more money to Solana. So I feel excited for it as long as they don't like end up doing their own chain. But in the short term, it doesn't feel like that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, Kix made a good point. Everyone is like clamoring for like good products and being able to get in on them in a public sale as opposed to all the investor rounds. And like Pump.Fun is offering exactly that at a price that like potentially is attractive. I mean, just because they're raising a ton of money for their platform doesn't mean it's necessarily bad for the investor. Like of course these are businesses. Of course they want to make money. Like obviously they want to make what they're worth. So I mean, I don't see it as extractive. I think it could be like one of the biggest revenue generation like and wealth generating events on Solana, like since Trump, maybe more so than Trump if you're looking at it long term. If they do an airdrop that's valuable, where people are just making money, and then also they see that like, hey, we're going to like the initial investor goes up like 1.52x, like that's going to be big. It's like it just all depends on like where the institutional investors value Pump, because if there's money coming in from outside of the ecosystem to buy this token, like it's going to be like pretty lights out for the Sol meme coins after that thing drops. I think, especially because like I think we're going to see everything like crash into it because people are going to want liquidity. So I think like there's going to be a very good opportunity when this thing goes live. Maybe the bottom is like on like whenever they open up their deposits, that's the bottom on memes, and you start accumulating memes there as well.
100%. I agree on it. I feel aligned with what you're saying, Ray. And I saw some tweets this morning about like, man, is this revenue meta going to continue? And I'm like, no shit, it's going to continue. Like, God forbid, like a company has revenue and then they use a percentage of that revenue to buy back the token. That's awesome. Like, I'm like, okay, I feel like that's going to continue. I think having basically fading crypto Twitter and what consensus is on crypto Twitter for stuff like this, you're going to be profitable. So like, I'm looking at this and I would want to buy this token. I would buy the Pump.Fun token 100%. How much? I don't know. That's the only question, is like, if you want to size into it, what does that look like?
Yep. I think I'm in agreement with you. And I think that the timeline is going to shift in that direction as well. So I think it's going to become, I think buying the token is going to be consensus by the time we get there. I think it's just a matter of getting there. Next up, some bad news. Bad news in the crypto space. Connecticut passes a law to ban state investment in Bitcoin. State can't accept, hold, or invest in virtual currencies. Like, this is crazy to see with so many states rushing to like get laws in place to purchase cryptocurrency. This one is banning cryptocurrency from the government in Connecticut. Very blue state, very democratic, and they've been traditionally anti-crypto. It just shows you that there is still opposition even within the United States, even though things are so bullish. It's very it makes me nervous because like they haven't changed their, like the Democrats haven't really changed their stance on this. They haven't like seen it as like an opportunity. They're continuing to like lean against crypto, and if it could cause issues of A, uncertainty, and B, like policy stagnation coming into midterms. And
Ray, 1000%. It's like it feels like crypto is now turning into it feels political now, and I don't. That's my bear case for crypto, is that the Trump family has gone so hard into the meme coins, into all of these different, into crypto, and is basically turning into it's turning it into a little bit of their cash cow. They're making so much money from it. Or they're trying to, whether it's ethical or not, or all this stuff is up for argument. But that doesn't really seem to matter, because now the Democrats can use that as an attack vector on Trump. They're going to be like, you're using crypto to profit. The president shouldn't be profiting off of the presidency, is this the stance, right? Whatever it was, whatever president had to sell their peanut farm or whatever. I see that argument being thrown a lot recently. But because of that, now the argument, it's so easy for a counter argument against Bitcoin because they're like, why are we going to help Trump profit? Or why should we use state funds to buy an asset, to buy speculative coin, when instead we can be using it to build better roads or create infrastructure for XYZ? That feels like a valid argument in like high level. Yeah. And then like 3 years down the line or whatever, if we get a more liberal president or whatever, an anti-Trump president, what if they're just like, man, fuck crypto? So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a ton of lobbying, like record-breaking lobbying for crypto. It's becoming a political issue. Like that's my bear case. It's like exactly like you said. It's becomes political, becomes a wedge issue, and then Democrats use that to get control or like enough control to like slow down regulation, overturn regulation. And then we're back to like the Stone Age essentially. And companies are not sure if they want to continue working in the US. They're not like actively coming over here. There's uncertainty, and that's a year away. So
can you explain that to me?
What do you mean?
Like how it's a year away? Is it the midterms?
Midterms, yeah. Every 2 years you're gonna have a new election for a portion of the House and Senate. So
and right now the Republicans have control over it.
yes. Yep. And
yeah,
like we're seeing we saw with the stablecoin bill, like that struggled to get even onto the Senate floor. Like there was issues where some of the Republicans even voted against that. So like they need to have like unanimous Republican support and then have some help from Democrats still to get these things like voted on. So that's something to watch out for. And it does line up with like a 4-year cycle being top in 2026. If we do see stuff like this is something that people are like, well, this is all going to go up forever. There is concern. But I think that we do have a higher floor now. Like we talked about the ETFs earlier. There's already a ton of TradFi capital pouring in, and they're not just going to let that like go to zero, I think. So I think like we're establishing a bit of a floor, but I am worried that like we might stagnate. But year down the line, we'll kick the can down the road for a bit, and we'll keep doing degen button clicking for now, I imagine.
Yeah, look, you just like Murad says, you have a year to make it. You have a year to make it, and this is it, folks. After this, we're going to zero. So let's just for one more year, let's party. Although Saylor did say we're like no more bear markets. Bitcoin's going to $1 million.
Do you have trouble talking to women? Do you live in a shopping cart under the bridge? SPX is the solution to this.
Can we talk about that next, Ray? You made a very keen observation. I want to talk about tweeting about the different the Murad tokens, the other Murad tokens. And I was thinking about it this morning, and what Ray is showing right now for people listening is you're seeing a lot of the Murad tokens outperform recently. We have lock-in up 80% in the last 24 hours, mini up 60%, RETARDIO up 60%. And these are still at a relatively low market cap. And I've been kind of my bear case for SPX 6900, or what is this, 6900? Does the amount of Murad tokens, which is what, 15 to 20 on his list, does that limit the upside of SPX? And at what point does it become better to just bid some of these for shorter term profit, because it still fits the same agenda as these other as the SPX, right? Murad thinks it's a cult. Murad thinks X, Y, and Z. You don't have the same TikTok shill that Murad's doing. Yeah.
I got told to kick rocks on Monday when I was like, how about we look at some of these beta plays versus SPX? They've all like seriously outperformed over the last 2 days. I didn't buy any, of course, but I don't know. I think it's almost like strength in numbers, because like I see the SPX going up and then people speculating on the other ones. You set those at a higher floor. SPX is kind of like lifted as well. Like I think it's like a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
I think like anything, most of these are going to go to zero over a long enough time frame.
Yeah.
So eventually there's going to be a pullback on SPX, and then everything on this list is going to giga dump.
Can we play a game? Which one of these Murad tokens is the most interesting to you?
SPX is $5.
No, not sorry, outside of SPX. Outside of SPX.
Okay. SPX to $5.
Bitcoin would be the one I'd be interested in the most.
Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10 unit. 90 all-time high on this is 400 million. It looks like 375.
Yep. I think it is the most cult-like. I think that you're going to see a ton of volatility on these lower ones like Lock-in and Mini. I think RETARDIO kind of
As a man of religion, smoking chicken fish is very interesting as a religious entity.
I hate smoking chicken fish so much.
It's so funny.
Which might be why I should buy it.
The
like,
church of the smoking chicken fish. Like, dude, look at this chart. Is ugly, bro. This
I feel the reason why I hate this one so much is I watched them launch this and I watched them pay a bunch of different people to do undisclosed shills on it. And I'm sure every like 95% of meme coins are the same, but I just don't notice it with the other ones. But the fact that I noticed this happen.
I think we were on a stream when this launched.
We might have been. I mean, like this could have been anything. This could have been Backpack Monkey, Church of the Backpack Monkey. There's nothing like unique about this smoking chicken fish.
No.
It's so funny. I don't know why. I think this thing is so funny.
Yeah, I mean, could be worth a flyer.
Go back. No, back to the list.
All right, back to the list here.
Okay. Mog is probably the one that's most interesting to me.
Mog 438 mil right now. Pretty even on the last day. So you're looking at a 4x to all-time highs of 1.6 bill. I mean, I don't think it would surprise anyone here to see Mog over a bill as we're potentially entering another meme coin cycle. I don't think that's out of the question or even going to a new all-time high. I mean, the thing that like worries me about like a meme coin cycle and these other meme coins is like, I don't see another, like, I mean, maybe the Pump.Fun launch could really like kick a meme coin season off. But like, we already had Trump dropping a meme coin. Like, what else is going to like surprise us and like really like send meme coin markets? Is it just like
Jesus returning?
I think we haven't seen a meme. Like, I don't think we've seen a meme coin season yet.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I still think we're gonna have a crazy ass meme coin season. Crazy.
What? Oh my god.
What is this?
Oh my god.
What is this?
Oh my god.
What do you call this?
This is crypto Twitter though.
Oh my god.
This is.
Did you really just say that? We had AI LARP agents going to billions, dude. AI16Z was trading higher than A16Z at one point. Zero, bro. A fake thing that rapped about a crypto Twitter female influencer and the founder faked his own death was trading at $1 billion market cap, Clemente. That's higher than equities, many equities. Dream and aspire to get to $1 billion market cap, and you're like, nah, man. Look at this fucking chart for 3 months. Shut the fuck up. Pull up the chill guy chart.
I'm being 100% serious right now, but like,
I know you are.
Easy, hold on.
I'm so glad you're my counterparty between the buy and sell button, because this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Hold on, Easy. This is not what I'm not saying bullshit
Look at
ass
this shit.
I'm not saying this is a good example. Chill guy is the type of token that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about bullshit ass coins like Zero Bro, AI16Z. All of those coins are garbage. I'm talking about like Chill Guy as an example. That to me is what the meme coin super cycle looks like. When we have retail actually buying crypto. This has not been a retail cycle yet. It's been all institutional. I think we see retail actually get into meme coins because they feel like they miss Bitcoin. And they're like, we haven't seen any of that yet. We saw it at a small scale with Chill Guy.
No meme coin season. How about this? How about Peanut running the $2 billion?
$2 billion for a dead squirrel from a male OnlyFans account who launched the second one, mind you. What the fuck are you saying? Oh my god, dude. Yeah, no, there's no meme coin season. That was 3 months.
No. What I'm saying, like, that was just crypto native people going risk on. That was a crypto native meme coin Supercycle, or whatever you want to call it, which lasted 4 or 5 months. People are saying it's retail waiting for retail. I'm talking non-crypto native people. We're all crypto native people. I'm saying people that are just like, yo, I'm going to put $100 into this shit because I see it all over my timeline, or my friend tipped me off. We haven't really seen that, in my opinion, at a high level. That's my stance on it. And I'm happy to be wrong on it. I'm not like actively, I don't know what I would buy from it to position myself for those things. But I think I have MOG, I have Fartcoin, and I think eventually we see some sort of meme coin super cycle.
Pulp Energy is back.
Dude, I don't know who pisses me off more. Alex Becker screaming for an alt season, or you with confidence saying we haven't had a meme coin season yet. Like, that was one of the craziest sentences I've ever heard in my entire life. 31 years on this planet, and I've not heard something so delusional in my entire fucking life. Brother, there was literal billions of dollars a day being traded on meme coins. Billions with a B. And you're like, nah, man, it's just getting started. It's just getting started.
You haven't even started yet. You and Orange are just hanging out, just whispering sweet nothings.
Butthole coin ran to $150 million. Butthole. You had Ass Coin launch and run to 200 milli. And you're like, hasn't even started.
I genuinely feel this way. I genuinely feel it is just getting started. I literally don't. And the fact that everyone disagrees with me makes me think it's going to happen even more. It's going to happen.
Do you think that Solana's peaking because of Trump coins, etc.?
It's something.
It hasn't even started.
Yeah, it's something that you have to like.
What do you mean it has?
Live looking at Clemente. Hasn't even started yet. Hasn't even started yet.
Oh my god, dude.
I really think.
What do you think happens?
Ask yourself this, okay? Let's do another mental exercise.
Okay.
How many people that you know that you actively talk to, take a random sample.
I only talk to you guys.
Take a random sample. We go in the streets and we ask people, do they own Bitcoin? What percentage of people are going to say yes?
1.
Right? 1 out of 50? There's no one actually owns Bitcoin right now. Or we can even do you own crypto? Any crypto at all? If we ask 50 people, at maybe 10%.
I mean, the majority of people don't even know. The only crypto they know is Bitcoin and Doge. That's literally the only two that they know. But dude, you saying there hasn't been a meme coin cycle yet is absolutely delusional.
I'm not saying we haven't seen one. I meant we're going to see another one that's bigger, is what I'm saying. And I'm not saying butthole coin. I'm not saying like zero, bro. I don't care. Like, that was all straight bullshit, because it was like crypto people selling to crypto people. And it was these narratives being thrown around, and it was AI is AI, it was random bullshit narratives that were being tossed around within Twitter and crypto world. I'm saying retail being fed these narratives, and retail being like, they're going to run this shit and they're going to run some coins up. The only coin they've ran up is Chill Guy. You're telling me retail's only going to run up one coin?
Dude, they had a full TikTok thing. Like, there was a segment of a period of time for about 30 days where retail on TikTok was pumping the shit out of coins. Rizmus went to $500 million, and not a single MFer on Twitter was talking about it. I would go onto the Phantom app and just buy one of the top coins. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I was buying a coin out of the top 10 every day for like 3 weeks. I made $4,000 on $100.
Okay, Rizmus went to 60 million. It did not go to.
It felt like it went much higher. It felt like it went much higher because this coin was retarded. Like plain and simple. Dude, I made $4,000 from like $100 just buying coins on Phantom because these dudes were just pumping shit. The Huzz went to a few mil. Dude, Diddy's baby oil. Like you had TJR trades nuking on retail's head.
I don't think retail's ever coming. I don't think retail's ever coming for
It's
meme
not
coins.
going to be in
Guys
the
are
way
wrong.
that you think, dude.
You're wrong.
It's not like
Okay, can I ask? Okay, please, anyone in the comments, does anyone agree with me? Whether it's Twitter or in the YouTube comments, let me know if does anyone agree with me that we're gonna see another crazy ass meme coin season?
Easy.
Please, someone take my side. Everyone's saying no.
Look at the
What the
comments.
Nope.
Small
nope,
P Energy says,
nope.
I agree, you're a retard.
Nope. Nope. There you
Hey,
go.
C Dog says yes.
That's literally your account.
Is that you? Clemente's on a burner. You guys see dog
All
says
right,
yeah.
the
C-Dog
first
says
real
yeah.
response is Benny Flacco. Theo, XRP to 10K. Yeah, same thing will happen with the meme coin cycle.
Hey, my guy Biggs agrees.
Okay, I like Biggs. Okay, we'll give you
Biggs.
that.
Let's go. Alfalfa agreeing with me actually makes me reconsider.
Small Penergy as well.
That makes me a little more nervous. Dude.
Clemente, stop taking drugs, bro.
That's like the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I'm gonna save this episode because I'm gonna come back to it in like 6 months. I'm okay with being like I'm actually very okay with being wrong with this, like wrong about this, because it's such a if people are giving it like a 2% chance of it happening, and I think it's like 30%, that's a huge like underpriced thing in my opinion, right? So I'm like, okay, what bet do I take on that?
If you think true retail is going to come here and do stuff, like it's going to look closer to what Easy was talking about with TikTok season, and not anything like what we're seeing with these current memes on crypto Twitter. Like the bet would be Doge. Doge would be the bet you take if you think we're going to see a real meme.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, nothing but Doge. I wouldn't touch any of these crypto Twitter native meme coins. Doge, maybe Mudang, maybe Peanut, maybe Chill Guy. Like that would be if you wanted to like make a basket of like this is my retail is coming and pumping meme coins beyond what we've ever seen before. That would be the basket, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. The Twitter comments are even worse. They're disagreeing with me even more. I think the problem with retail is they got burned really hard on a lot of things, and I'm not. By the way, I'd rather them just buy like the majors. They're going to get burned buying these meme coins, and it's not necessarily going to solve the problem of them viewing crypto as a scam. But I think it's going to happen. People are going to like want to gamble. I've had several conversations with my friends who are like 24, 25 years old who have good jobs. I've gotten multiple texts of people asking me, what meme coin should I buy? How do I like get into meme coins? Because they feel like they missed out on Bitcoin. So I have personal anecdotes that make me biased. People want to speculate on crypto. And most people view crypto and Bitcoin as the same thing. So they're like, no, I miss Bitcoin. They might buy XRP instead, right? So I think, yeah, meme coins. And I don't know which ones they're going to buy. That's what I'm obsessed with. Is I'm trying to figure out what the hell does retail want to buy. That's why SPX 6900 is so interesting. That's why MOG is interesting. Fartcoin, I don't know if retail wants to buy that. I've tried it with a couple friends, and they're like, dude, that's whack. You're buying Fartcoin? Like, shit's whack. That's not funny. So, look, I'll be the hopium guy of this show. Clearly, it's gonna easy. You're too far in the
fucking show.
Easy. You're too far in the trenches.
Easy. I'm gonna palate cleanse really quick and get your opinion on Launchcoin, because this thing's been up only for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive days.
Billion.
Shit's fucking ass, dude. Okay, yeah. Let's pivot from talking about what actually like. Let's pivot to talking about just a random ass coin. Awesome, yo, Launchcoin, dude. Fucking send that shit.
This is how I know this shit's going to $1 billion, because you
How
have
do I
this
short
dumb,
Launchcoin?
stupid fuck over here being stupid and dumb, and he doesn't understand quality.
Internet capital markets.
Dude, this
Let me say it
shit's
again
so
for you.
fucking whack.
Internet capital markets.
Yeah, you guys are like, yo, Clemente is retarded, but let's talk about internet capital markets and how Launchcoin is the greatest fucking product ever. Oh, and it's not extractive, by the way. Only Pump.Fun is, despite Launchcoin making what, $1 million or $2 million a day?
Way more. Higher.
Like, what are we?
2%
And that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you all for listening
2%
today.
buy and
on a
sell tax. All right, let's talk about the real shit here. Now that Ray's off, we're not letting him in the fucking show. You and me have to settle our beef here. All right? You just call Launchcoin extractive? It is.
Launchcoin is
You got a
fucking-
problem with that?
Yeah,
You just said, real quick, one sec. Let's roll the tape back. All right, we just rolled it back about 30 minutes when you were like, are people saying this is the revenue meta? Don't these fucking coins all have revenue? Didn't you just say like that's a good thing?
Has Launchcoin bought back any of their coins?
The flywheel's not live yet.
Yeah.
All right. But the products on
Priced in.
Launchcoin have revenue. Go tell Alex Finn he doesn't have revenue.
Shit's so
Go
fucking
fund
whack.
him for Buddy. All right.
Like, dude, the fact that he's made that much money off off that is
Does
ridiculous.
Sparkcoin have revenue?
It's ridiculous to me.
Does
Like-
Sparkcoin have revenue?
No, it doesn't need revenue. That's a
Why?
meme
Because hot
coin.
air rises.
It's a meme coin.
Okay.
Before we wrap, last thing, I want to buy RETARDIO cousin. 5 soul.
Because you are one.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, this thing's a 5 soul. What are we talking about? I'm buying one of these bad boys.
5 soul for Retardio cousin versus 5 soul for a 5 soul of Retardio.
Yes. I would look at it from the all-time high prices, right? So this thing is basically a 10x away from an all-time high. What's the Retardio ticker at? Is it a 10x away? I would just buy whatever.
Let me pull it up. Dun, dun, dun.
Retardio, I'm like, okay, I would want to, like, it's up. It's really up only 30%, 20% off the low. It's up 30% from the Pico bottom. Whatever Retardio cousin is up like 60% in the last 24 hours. Retardio is the buy.
You're looking at like a less than a 10x for Retardio to the all-time high.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe
Not
buy
nice.
Retardio. Anyways, yeah. All right. Well, we can wrap. I'm right, bro. I just come back. Give me 6 months. Give me 6 months, guys.
What classifies you as being right here? Please. What is the definition of right?
Okay. We would look at historical meme coin daily volume would probably be the best one. Yeah.
Perfect. And how does it have to be all-time high?
The problem with this easy is like I'm not interested in the bullshit crypto native memes.
That's fine. But we can look at the general if it's a meme coin season, Pump.Fun volume should be all-time high.
How many meme coins are
I don't
over
like
1
the
billion?
micro cap bullshit. Like I hate the micro, like the trench shit.
Okay, then we can just look at meme coin volume.
How about this? If there's a way to quantify this,
Meme coins over 1 bill. Number of meme coins over 1 bill.
okay, yeah, love that.
That's perfect.
1, 2,
Perfect.
3,
So
4, 5,
how many
6,
do we have
7,
right now?
8 right now.
8? No, scroll up higher. You forgot XRP.
You would need to look at what they were back in like peak Supercycle, right? Like they were probably like 20.
Look back to
right.
November,
9,
December,
10,
January.
11, 12, 13, 14.
It's got to be we got to like figure out because
16.
there's gonna be some scam bullshit here. Like,
Over
it's
25. Over 25 meme coins over $1 billion by the end of the year.
So that's
About
barely above where we were in January.
30.
So 2x essentially of where we were.
Yeah.
30 meme coins over $1 billion by the end of the year. Interesting. I don't think we see that.
Okay. That's my bet. That's what I think. And yo, we're just getting started. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're just getting started.
Thank you all for starting your morning with us.